Got Largent to the left and Ferguson to the right. The wide receivers bringing Largent in motion. Now here's Meyer looking. He's going to Largent. He's there. Touchdown. Beautifully run pattern by number 80, Steve Largent.
That's a good play, and I called that Bill Nelson was calling the plays. I got the teams mixed up here, Jim. That's Jerry Rome was up here in the press box, an old quarterback out of Tulsa, now calling the plays for Steve Meyer. So it was a fine catch and a fine throw.
Largent is off to the right side, and Duke Ferguson is down to the left. Passing situation. Back goes Meyer. Good rush by her. Goes Selman after Meyer. Meyer on the run. Fires it down the sidelines to Largent. Inside the 25. Boy, what a job Largent did coming back, getting open. Jerry White made the stop.
There we got ISO on Largent. Let's take a look at the move. A quick out and an up pattern. And he saw that Steve Meyer. Steve was run out of the pocket. And as they're taught, come on back and help the quarterback. A fine throw by the quarterback on that. Actually on the run, throwing while he's running. Steve Largent doing a job.
Third down and goal for Seattle. Tampa Bay defense has stiffened. And motion is Smith. There's a play action. Here's Meyer firing. Ends on Largent. Great catch for touchdown. Oh, what a catch by Steve Largent. His second catch today for a score for Seattle. The Seahawks going through the air.
A fine catch, a fine play fighter by Steve. And watch Largent as he comes from behind, catches the ball right in between two defensive men of the Buccaneers. It was a 4-yard throw for a touchdown.
Third down and 2, and a key play on this drive now for Seattle, Steve Meyer. Meyer fakes, goes down to Largent. He's got the first down inside the 30. Largent will curl in from his wide spot. Mike Washington made the style of that guy's tough to cover.
He is. He's a fine receiver. He has some real good moves. Let's take a look at Largent on this play. Just a quick slant to the inside, as we mentioned earlier. Quick stuff, trying to get the offensive line into the defensive line to get their hands down. And Largent takes a pretty good sharp on that particular.
Turner showing motion. Craig to Largent. He turns, hits it. 10-yard line. Largent did not pick up the ball until it was about 4 yards away. And the streak continues. 147 consecutive games.
Trying from playing here, I can tell you it's a very difficult stadium to pick the football up in. A good move on the part of Largent. He sold Patterson that he was going deep, but as you see, a good play on the part of Dave Craig. He had to throw the football well before Largent made his break. A nice play, timing pattern between Largent and the quarterback, Craig.
Seattle just outside their own 45-yard line. Little play action fake, looking to Largent, and then coming back with it. Largent's wide open. The 35, the 30, to the 26-yard line.
What a move on the part of Steve Largent. He had everybody going to the outside when he conveniently cut back in. There you see the secondary of the Chargers. He's actually in a zone pattern. But see that little out move? He gets the safety to move to the outside, and there Largent coming back across the middle. And there's no way that Martin Bayless, number 44, can get there to make the play.
And a gain of 30 yards on the play. Lose too much confidence in a man that can do that. Here's Largent coming in motion. It's going to be a give to Largent. Largent on a reverse. To the 40, down the sideline and bumped down at the 34-yard line. First down, 13 yards. Gilbert finally bumped him out.
And Largent didn't have a whole lot of help coming back on the reverse. He's got a lineman out in front of him, Ron Mattis, number 70. But coming back the other way, the first person to know this is a reverse is number 44, Bayless. He knows he's coming back the other side. And as you see, he gets around Billy Ray Smith, but Gilbert, number 22, comes up, beats the block by Darryl Turner, and knocks him out of bounds.
Shaving the beard off between practice last night of the game today. We still haven't been able to find out why. And he opens up throwing, and it is pulled down by Steve Largent. 17 yards. That is Largent's third reception of the ball game. Gilbert with the tackle.
Steve Largent, without question, the greatest possession receiver ever to play in the National Football League. Here's why. He turns the defensive back around, that's Gilbert, comes back, makes the catch. Now watch, he hangs out. Here's the hit coming from the linebacker from the inside. This hurts, but he hangs on to the football. He's the guy you want to go to when it's 3rd down and short or 1st down and 10.
5.5 time remaining in the 3rd. All alone is Largent at the 40-yard line. Gilbert makes a tackle. 21 yards. How does he do it? He's always open.
He did 2 things very well there. Not only getting open, catching the football, but the Chargers try to bait him. They sent number 44, Martin Bayless, to safety. Normally that'd be a breakoff route for a wide receiver, but it's a ploy to try to confuse Steve Largent. Well, he's unconfusable. I don't think he could do that to him. He beats the defensive back. Had another 1st down for Largent.
And that is the up-to-date all-time yardage leader. Craig in the corner. Touchdown, Largent. A flag is down. It is against Seattle.
Number 65 on the offense. Hands to the face. No touchdown. 10 yards.
Edwin Bailey, the left guard.
He'll be swollen from today until next Saturday.
Touchdown. Steve Largent.
Largent is the fastest receiver in the NFL out of the break. When he decides to make a break, watch the separation he has between the defensive back and Largent. He's got to slide along against Patterson, but he had 2 good yards beaten, and that's only a 5-yard pattern. You can't get much further open than that. Out of the break, Largent, the fastest, quickest receiver in football. It may sound strange, but he separates from a defensive back quicker than any receiver I've ever seen.
3.5 gone by in this 1st quarter. Gilbert pegs it for the 1st down. Steve Largent, who coughed it up.
Steve Largent, the receiver. First 10 by Jerry Holmes. Bobby Humphrey.
It's a good pass by Gilbert. Marv, the Jets secondary, or the Jets defense, leads the National Football League in forced fumbles. One of the reasons is their defensive secondary. Holmes, 47, causing the fumble. Most of the fumbles that have been caused have been after completed passes. Really the first line players on special teams.
And you're talking about people like Matt Munger and Troy Benson, who have excelled in special team play. 3rd down and 9, and Gilbert again with a perfect strike. And a 1st down for Steve Largent. Picked up 15 on the play.
For a young quarterback like Gilbert, you couldn't have a finer receiver than Steve Largent. He's going to go down and he's going to make a move if he has to. If he's in a seam where he's open, he won't move, and it gives the quarterback a great deal of confidence when you know before snap, I'm going to Largent no matter what, and he's going to get open.
And Gilbert now facing a 2nd and 11. Warner lost a yard. And Gilbert going for Largent. Steve Largent on a 29-yard pass play. Connor and Hamilton on the tackle.
Steve Largent, one of the finest receivers in the game today. The ball is thrown behind him. He has enough ability to slow down his route, come back, catch the ball over his head, and get down there. You know, he's a great receiver, Marv. He's dependable. He's got a clock in his head. He's honest. He's just an outstanding receiver.
And now Byron Franklin is split wide to the left side. 3rd down and 6 at the Jet 42. And a penalty flag throw. Largent on the reception for the 1st down. It's a 12-yard pickup, but let's see if it holds. Looked like Turner broke early. All right, here's Tom Dooley, the referee. Yes, illegal motion. McNeil's 2nd touchdown of the season. 1st down, Seahawks from the 32. And Gilbert has Largent. Steve Largent for a 22-yard advance. Lester Lyles on the coverage. I know you like to refer to Largent as an honest receiver.
Well, I refer to him a lot. Dependable, smart, disciplined. But one thing, he's honest. And by that I mean, when I was playing, I'd always ask the receivers when they got back to the huddle, what do you have? Can you get open on a post or a takeoff? And they'd always say, yeah, throw me the ball, anything. Largent, I played with him in the Pro Bowl. He was honest. He said, no, I can't get it open a post. Throw me the corner. I can get open over there.
On the Seahawks. And it is short of the first down by good margin. Steve Largent. First down at the 27. And Gilbert able to complete, but good coverage. Largent stopped immediately by Bobby Humphrey.
Largent's a special talent, Marv. He just, you know, the thing about him is he does it with such concentration and intelligence. He's got a clock in his head. He knows when to get open, and he does it with as much of his heart as he does with his physical talents.
Our spotters, Gary Moore and George Verichuk. And Bob, thanks for being here.
Well, it's been a very impressive win for the New York Jets. Coming across country, playing a good Seattle team. They may be catching them at the right time, though, when they're switching quarterbacks. They're not playing well offensively.
Seahawks leading it 10-3. Art Zorn throwing deep. He's got Largent, and Largent down across the 25-yard line. What a gorgeous pattern was run by Steve Largent.
Largent had the great day last week and a perfect time to throw the play action pass. 1st and 10. It was designed to Largent all the way. Watch Zorn. He's going to make at least a halfway fake of the running play. Now he'll drop back, and he knows Largent is his only deep receiver. He's got him split between Bernard Jackson, and now look at the turnaround. Great concentration, tremendous hands, and great field position for the Seahawks. Bronco defense has got to show they can't give up yardage like they've done for this entire first half.
New backfield, David Sims and Tony Benjamin in there for Seattle. Largent on the reception, able to push his way across the 30. Ball was jarred loose out of bounds. Out of the 33, Foley and Jackson covering on the play. And here is Zorn popping for Largent, incomplete. Took a good hit from Steve Foley, the right cornerback. Some of the Seahawks thought there should have been interference, but the officials say no.
Again, we see that indication that Seattle wants to throw on 1st down against the Bronco defense.
It'll be a 2nd and 10 as we get another look at the tail end of that play.
I don't know. It's a judgment call by the back judge, and he felt that Steve Foley was going for the ball, and it had gotten by Largent.
5 minutes left, 2nd quarter. Seattle up by 7. And Zorn will throw, and he throws the middle. He's got Largent for the 1st down. Oh, is he elusive? Steve Largent picks it up, brought down by number 43, Steve Foley.
Steve Largent has the best patterns and a pair of the best hands in all of professional football. He has good coverage from Steve Foley. It's a sharp pass, and look at the great hands. Tremendous concentration. That's the way you beat the 5 backs, with the underneath receiver, and a guy with that kind of hands is going to beat you every time.
Got off to a slow start over the first 2 games, coming back from an ankle injury and dropped a couple, but he is right back. There he is, number 80, Steve Largent. And the quarterback is Jim Zorn. And Zorn will throw on 1st down, and he completes to that man again, Largent, out at the 42-yard line.
Again, the offensive game plan, obviously, for the Seahawks, throw on 1st down, and anytime you find number 80 to throw the football to, he's going to catch it. Zorn again on the play-action pass on 1st down. They figure they're going to hold the linebackers so they can open up that slot in between the defensive backs and the linebackers, and you will see right where Steve Largent is.
in between the defensive backs and the linebackers, makes another great catch.
Bob Swenson made the stop. Largent came to the sidelines limping. That's Largent in motion. That's Largent on the reception. And he did pick up the first down. He went out across the 30. Charlie West, the extra defensive back, able to follow him across. Now Zorn able to complete as Largent stops the clock, runs out across the 36-yard line.
And if that play looked familiar, it was the exact same play, this time to the left side of the field.
It is 2nd and 5 for Seattle, threatening off this first offensive series. Zorn, a short drop, complete to Largent. Largent has first down yardage, forced out by Fensick, gets to the 16-yard line of the Bears. An 8-yard pickup.
Nice play, wasn't it? As Largent went in motion, came back the other way, and threw him the quick pass. You'll see number 80 in motion both ways, and then just takes the pass out behind the wide receiver who went down the field, and it's a nice little gain. Gary Fensick, number 45, has to come all the way over there from the middle to make the coverage on that play.
And Steve Largent with some impressive numbers. 2nd and 10. Wing right for the Seahawks, who've shown a number of offensive looks in the early going. Zorn has time. He hits Largent, but he is covered well and dropped immediately after a gain of only a couple. Gary Campbell, number 59, was right there on the case, along with Gary Fensick, number 45. It'll be 3rd and about 8.
You can see the linebacker action as Largent goes across there in that shallow territory, but Campbell came off his coverage, number 59, to make the tackle. And I'm surprised that they haven't spread their people more here. Now
3 wide receivers, Largent, Walker, Carr. Zorn goes to the sideline. It is complete to Steve Largent, number 80, and he picks up about 6 on the play. They'll mark it at the 45-yard line of Seattle. And it was Walt Williams, number 43, making the tackle, the recent acquisition out of New Mexico State.
Okay, now watch him go to the outside, try and drive him off, and then come back for the short pass. Pretty good move there by Largent, as Walt Williams was covering man for man. However, the Bears will play a deep safety like Gary Fensick is way downfield, and if you end up running him up, then you're running into double coverage.
McMichael is in defensively. 6 Bears are lined up along the line of scrimmage. Zorn, quick drop this time. He's got Largent open, a diving grab by Steve Largent. The Bears say that the ball touched the turf. It appeared to us that it was a good reception, and the official on the play much closer also saw it that way. Back judge Jimmy Rosser. This is a fun football game we got going here. 3:16 to go in the first half of play. Seattle by 3. They're at home in the Kingdome. Screening outside, perfect inside. Long count by Zorn, checking out that Bears defense, and he's got Largent open. Largent away from Schmidt. It's hauled down by Fensick at the 2-yard line of the Bears. Oh, did he turn Schmidt around?
Well, they took a long time to call the play, and everybody heard the call because they had to call it at the line of scrimmage. And he saw the Bears bunched up in the middle of the line, went for Largent on the quick post. He had man-for-man situation. You can see the Bears on a delayed blitz. Largent's here to the right of your screen. He's going to grab it. 44, Schmidt will come for the tackle. And 45, Gary Fensick saved the touchdown as Largent put the deke on Schmidt. But the Seahawks are down to the 2.5-yard line, first down.
And 8 for Seattle. Slot formation left. Zorn.
Oh, gee.
Wide open is Largent. And Largent gets to the 15-yard line, has first down yardage. Walt Williams, number 43, made the tackle there.
Largent drove him off. I mean, you talk about timing and good pass blocking here. I mean, it was just perfect. He drove him off, drove Williams off, and came back, and the pass was there just as he turned for the ball. Steve Largent. That's what comes from a receiver and a quarterback playing together for years and years on end. It just makes a heck of a difference.
Sells a real fine young offensive lineman there. It is 3rd down, and Zorn quickly unloads to Largent, complete for a first down. A big play by the Seahawks. Fensick had a piece. Schmidt pulled him down with help from Fisher, but a big play for the Seahawks. 25-yard gainer to the 45 of Seattle.
A man-for-man situation up at the top of your screen. He's got Schmidt, who's playing him to the outside. He has a little help on the inside coverage, but only deep, not when he comes across the field a little bit. Fensick was down the field in case he ran a post pattern or something like that, but if you turn in and come across slightly like that, it's Schmidt man for man.
What a pretty and educational replay. Our thanks to our camera crew, our videotape people, and director Andy Kindle. That was a super little piece of football instruction from John Morris. 4th and about an inch. And Zorn talking to one of his running backs, and I wouldn't be surprised to see them snap the ball, and they do. It's a quick kick by Dornick, and Dornick hits it perfectly down to about the 5-yard line. It's going to roll to the 2. Well, we saw them practicing that play with some great fakery.
Well, it was a heck of a play as far as a quick kick is concerned. I don't know. You still got to wonder. They had a chance to keep possession of the football with an inch to go. They're giving the ball back to the Bears, and I'm not taking anything away from the play as Zorn moved out of the pocket. Dornick with that kick, and it took the right bounce, and it put the Bears right behind the 8 ball, but they still gave up the football.
Yes, they did. I'm not sure about that strategy either, but I love the acting on the part of Jim Zorn, strolling off to holler an audible out to his wide receiver. 4th and an inch, a performance worthy of Sir Lawrence Olivier. Number 10, Jim Zorn, the quarterback. Watch this. He looks over here. He talks to his running back. He says, hey, move up, move back, whatever, changes the signal, gives him the count, walks over now to the wide receiver saying, you got to play. And then meanwhile, they snap the ball to Dornick, and Dornick makes maybe one of the most perfect quick kicks you've ever seen. They got a Seattle bounce. They roll to the 3-yard line. Perfect execution all around.
And Zorn was moving, but he was moving to the side, so that
was in motion.
He was in motion.
Yeah.
And Williams not doing badly himself.
Craig Largent, that's it. You'll hear it now. The 128th consecutive game in which he's caught at least one pass, breaking the record of Harold Carmichael. They'll stop the game for a brief ceremony, and let's listen to the crowd. That's his mother, Sue Stewart, right in the middle. His wife, Terry, is also here. They were flown in for the occasion. Couldn't come to a finer young man. It happens at the age of 32, and the ball will be presented to Pete Elliott, the director of the Hall of Fame. There's Harold Carmichael on the right, Pete Elliott in the middle. That ball will be placed in the Hall of Fame in Canton, Ohio. Meanwhile, here in the Kingdom, live action, 2nd down and 8, Seattle at their own 33-yard line. Craig Largent, beautifully executed pattern by Largent, beating the zone. And with that reception, Largent, who's already set one record tonight, moves into 4th place on the NFL career yardage list. He has passed Lance Allworth at over 10,260 yards. At the zone, it does not seem to be too effective. Craig right in between the 2 defenders, in front of Dale, and just behind Davis. Blitz by San Diego, picked up by Seattle. Largent stops the clock with a 1st down near the 10-yard line, and again, you live by the blitz, but you can certainly die by it, as Largent was all alone, single coverage, and he did a masterful job on Ken Taylor. There it comes, safety blitz, 37, Dale was there. No way you're going to cover Largent by yourself.
A beautiful pass by Largent. He's such a shifty guy. I think he's a little upset with himself. I don't think he realized he had so much room and one guy on him. I think he would have normally, if he'd have known that, turned around and tried to put a move on the defender and get in the end zone.
A couple of minutes from the midway point here in the 3rd quarter. That's Largent. So quickly, and again, victimizing Wayne Davis. Turner beat Wayne Davis in a 49-35 victory a year ago for 3 touchdowns. A year ago, Darrell Turner worked on Wayne Davis. They found him once again. They found him on a 46-yarder with Byron Franklin. They have now beaten him with Largent. And that TD moves Largent into a tie for 6th place on the NFL career receiving touchdown list.
He's doing it all tonight.
I tell you, it's difficult to blame Wayne Davis on that. That was about as well a thrown ball as you can have. Dave Craig put it right on the numbers.
Third down, long 3. Largent is going to throw the ball if he can, trying to go back to his quarterback, but he looks downfield and he finds Byron Franklin. I think Largent wanted to go back to Dave Craig. Craig was covered. Largent was very cool, kept it all together, looked downfield and found Franklin.
Hey, Frank, Largent, I think, would have thrown that ball if he hadn't tripped. He came around. You'll see he's about to turn and throw. If he would have thrown, it may have been an interception, but he tripped. Being a heads-up player, he looks elsewhere. There's Byron Franklin hustling.
You know, I watched a special they had on Largent last night here in the Seattle area on the local station, and I watched him as a high school player. He was a tremendous defensive back. Watch him run an interception back, 95 yards for a touchdown.
Third down from the shotgun. First down, Steve Largent. Danny Walters brings him down at the 42-yard line. And Seattle has the ball at their own 42. Pretty good field position and a little bit of breathing room. Key play for the Seahawks.
It was important. Here's a shotgun. Gives him plenty of time to throw. He's watching for Largent. Largent is right there, number 80 on 23, Danny Walters. And Largent, anytime you get him one-on-one, it's like a basketball game. He's going to win.
Largent, your control receiver.
Largent, the control receiver, who will get enough for the first down. Watch out for the blitz.
Largent,
he's open.
He's got it. Big play, 30-yard line of San Diego, 40 yards on the play.
Charlie, I think that San Diego went to the well once too often. 2 blitzes have really hurt them. And there's Steve Largent, number 80, who beat the defender one-on-one. There's Largent, there's Craig in a shotgun. Largent's isolated. The blitz is too late. And number 23, Danny Walters, is on him, and Largent just concentrates, watches the ball, and the defender, it's too much pressure on the defender.
But don't forget, Craig with a perfect pass. 2 tight ends. First down, goal to go, 6-yard line. Hughes, the remaining back.
Largent.
There he is. Touchdown, Seattle. Without a mistake.
Craig throws to Steve Largent, number 80, who is one-on-one at number 20, the rookie, and he sits in the end zone, and you can see that right from the line of scrimmage. When Steve Largent is one-on-one, here he comes back in a short drop. Steve Largent, number 80, is on number 20. He's in the end zone, and the mistake that Wayne Davis, number 20, made, Charlie, is you don't defend the end zone. You defend the goal line. He gave him too much depth.
First down, Seattle, their own 37. Little play-action fake. And it is Largent, comes down with it, and they say yes, and he got both feet in bounds. He'll pick up 17. He worked it right on the sideline, has the first down at the San Diego 47-yard line. Wayne Davis had the coverage. That's just a great reception.
Well, no question about it. Nobody does it better than staying in bounds. It's a play-action pass. He looks like he's going to be pressured on the blitz. He steps up in the pocket. Largent had driven his man deep. Now he came back to the outside, and he makes an outstanding catch. But more importantly, he gets both feet in bounds.
His first 100-yard game, 17 carries, 105 yards. Play action. All the time in the world, Largent, 30-yard line. He's got it. First down. Gain of 20. And here come the Hawks. Gilbert had the coverage for San Diego.
They're throwing now a little bit more on play action because that keeps the rush down. Now he's waiting. He could have counted the house on that, and that's Largent coming to the inside. Number 80, Steve Largent, with number 20, the rookie Wayne Davis, covering.
Second and 10. Sideline pass far side to Largent. He steps out of bounds at the 34-yard line.
Turner, Skensey, Largent, and Walker, 4 receivers in the game for the Seahawks on 3rd and 9. From the shotgun, Craig. Complete to Largent. Largent has a first down and out of bounds at about the 34-yard line. Johnny Poe nudged him out of bounds, but not before he got first down yardage.
And Tom, quarterbacks continually go back to the people that they feel the most comfortable with. Steve Largent has had a fantastic career. You see that graphic, 117 games in a row. And watch this. Craig comes right back to him. He knows that if Largent's going to be get a chance, he's going to be open. He knows that when he gets the ball thrown to him, he's going to catch it. Good coverage and just Mr. Reliable, I guess you'd call him.
15-yard gain and a first down for Seattle. The 588th career reception for Steve Largent. Shotgun for Craig. 3rd and a mile. He goes for a mile, and he's got it short of the first down. Largent on the reception. Got a big chunk of it back there.
He certainly did, and you have to give credit there to Steve Largent. He always seems to find the seam, find the spot where there's no defenders. He's had a tremendous career. A great guy. By the way, he told me that he and Terry are expecting their 4th child tomorrow, so he's going to have a nice surprise when he gets back.
117 straight games for Largent. Needs only one more reception today to pass Fred Belitnikoff for 6th place on the all-time reception list for the National Football League. That one a 20-yard gain. Warner out of the game on 3rd and 4 as the Seahawks flood. 3 receivers to the right side, another to the left. Shotgun for Craig. Over the middle, complete to Largent. He's got the first down to the 40. Brett Maxey coverage makes the stop, but Largent again finding that seam in the middle of the field. Craig hit him for the first down, and Steve Largent just moves into 6th place. 590 receptions. He passes Fred Belitnikoff.
And I played with Fred Belitnikoff. Steve Largent continually finds the seam. He just seems to find an open space, kind of drifts into it. He doesn't have the blazing speed, 4.3, 4.4 in the 40-yard dash, but he just finds, you can see nobody in the picture. It's just like he is almost invisible out there and just finds the open spot.
14-yard gain for number 80, the wily 10-year-old veteran from Tulsa, Steve Largent. Kurt Warner has carried 17 times for 36 yards. Let's see if he gets the call here, 3rd and 3. He won't because Craig from the shotgun looks to the air. Got a man open, Largent, diving catch, gets up again, but is covered before he can get any more yardage. It'll be a first down, Seahawks at the 25.
I talked about his elusiveness as Dave Craig comes up and congratulates him, but he seems to find the seam. Now, this is just like the catch that he had in the first part. Now, you don't see the blazing speed off the line, but when you run your patterns and you have that coordination with you and the quarterback, you get open. Now, look at there. No one in the picture. A great catch. It's just about like the one he missed before, but you just can't say enough about Steve Largent.
18-yard gain on that one, and Largent moves past Harold Carmichael into 5th place now, moving up the ladder. Passing situation, 3rd and 7. Craig 19 of 26, 224 yards this afternoon. Goes deep here. Largent, he's got it. Down to the 15 of New Orleans. Frank Watlett beaten by Largent on the play.
How do you continually catch passes when you don't have great speed? But Steve Largent does it. I'm curious to see who he moves up in front of now. But Craig again goes to Steve Largent when he needs that big yardage. He knows he can come down with the ball. You very rarely see Steve Largent lose his concentration. He has great concentration. Even when he's falling, he continually looks right at the ball. Safety just safely cradles it in there, and he's going to have a lot to celebrate, not only having a 4th child tomorrow, but having a big day here today.
43-yard strike, Craig to Largent.
Who could blame Seahawk fans for having great expectations against the New Orleans Saints? Definitely there were moments to applaud, like this Bill Munson to Steve Largent pass.
Second down and 6 for Seattle. Largent in motion once again. He has 28 catches this year. He now has 29. Coming over very quickly, Roynell Young, the young man we mentioned earlier, the #1 draft pick from Alcorn State, who has 1 interception this year. And Largent, who has the great hands, coming up with a catch.
Well, see, again, the one thing that Seattle likes to do is mix up the formations. They like to bring someone in motion, as they did here to Largent. It was just a short pass to establish maybe how they're going to cover the motion. As we see Largent come here, and then we know on the defense that the Eagle defense slid with him, came over with him, so they'll check that early to see what they want to do off of that.
It's hard to get the football and get on balance. Back to throw, Jim Zorn on 3rd and 9. A time pass to Largent. He made the catch. That was a tough catch to make. Largent out of bounds at the 22-yard line, and that is one of the toughest catches to make in football.
It's a tough catch, and it was a tough throw. It was a timing thing, but Zorn and Largent work an awful lot together. They're just like brothers, and that's the place that you want that ball. It's a tough catch, but that's what the receivers are paid to do. Those are the types of catches that they have to make because it really can't be defended. It was not only over the head, but it was also over the outside shoulder.
2nd down and 5 from the 45. Looks like Charlie Johnson may have fired offside. A flag complete to Largent. Largent to the 30 to the 26-yard line. Well, they'll refuse that penalty if in fact it is against Philadelphia. Randy Logan over to make the stop. Let's look at it again.
We'll see it here. It's just a quick out, a 5-yard pattern out to the outside. He did the same thing to the left to McCullum. Said that one worked pretty well. Try it to the right, does it to Largent. That one worked pretty well. Maybe he'll go back again to McCullum.
Boy, that puts a defense on their ear, doesn't it? 3 wide receivers are in, and Zorn is back. And Zorn is going to Largent. And Largent was out of bounds. Did you see how Steve decoyed the defensive back that time? He didn't even let that defensive back know that the ball had been thrown his way.
We're going to watch this again. Of course, it doesn't count, but it's still a great catch. Watch this. He gets up. Again, it's a timing thing over his head and over his outside shoulder. That is the perfect pass had it been inbounds, because if you throw it over the head, make them run for it, but over the outside shoulder, there's no way that that ball can be deflected or intercepted.
1st down at the 27. Zorn with protection, and Zorn hits his man and taking it in for the touchdown. Cornell Young trying to cover on Largent, and Steve Largent has the touchdown catch, and did Zorn throw this one 27 yards.
And we'll watch Largent here again, but what work, what timing between Steve Largent and Jim Zorn. They just know where each other are going to be. Watch this, it's a short post. He makes a nice move there, Roynell Young, and the ball is right there on his 2nd step. There was really not much that Young could do about it.
Largent now with 4 touchdown catches this year. Boy, that was a thing of beauty.
Good evening. President Carter is about to enter the White House press room to make what we expect will be a very brief statement on the hostage situation and on the 4 conditions set early this morning by the Iranian parliament for the release of our hostages.
Welcome back to the Kingdome in Seattle. While you were away during the president's address, we had a 38-yard field goal by Tony Franklin. But that 1st down on the pass interference sets it up at the 42-yard line. Zorn to Largent. What a combination. And he is loose at the 45, the 40, and belted hard there. Bernard Wilson over there along with Charlie Johnson. And Seattle is coming right back in this game. 18-yard pickup.
I want to watch something here. Watch Steve Largent. You know, they say that he's not big. He doesn't have a lot of things. But the thing he has is quick feet. Those 2 feet work together. Look at that. As one moves, the other one's right there. Just watch his feet. That's the ingredient that Steve Largent has that separates him from average receivers.
We had at the start of the show his 67-yard touchdown catch last week against Oakland. And again, his good feet made that play. He now has
balance.
He has 6 catches, John, for 101.
Warner goes out. Craig in the shotgun on 3rd and 3. 4 wide receivers in the game. Craig to the air, complete for the 1st down. Largent makes the reception and brings it to the 35-yard line. A 12-yard gain for Largent, catching a pass now in 120 straight games. That is 3rd in NFL history.
Largent is the security blanket for Dave Craig. Look at that statistic right there. Harold Carmichael, 127, Mel Gray, 121, and Steve Largent, 120 straight games. We talked about him being the security blanket. He has the control receiver underneath, and Craig needs that today.
Mark it at the Seahawk 36 on 1st down. Craig has a man wide open. It's Largent again. Spun down at about the 42-yard line. Kevin Ross, the cornerback, gave him plenty of cushion.
Well, Ross and Albert Lewis on the other side are good cornerbacks. They play man-to-man very well. But you're dealing with a very, very deceptive player here. Probably the most, cunning and conniving receiver ever to play the game. Certainly destined to be in the Hall of Fame.
He's the first NFL player to have 8 50-catch seasons. 7 defensive backs in the game for Kansas City on a 3rd and 12 situation. Craig has 4 wide receivers, 2 to either side. He's in the shotgun. In protection. Wide open. 1st down, Seattle. That was Largent that got free to make the reception for 19 yards. yards and a Seattle first down. 3rd and long, and they convert.
Steve Largent ran what we call a weave. This is a thing of beauty. Watch him now. Watch his body lean. See the motions now. He cuts back up. He's turned the defensive back around, uses his body perfectly so that the ball cannot escape him. Just outstanding. It can't be done any better than that.
Kansas City shows blitz. Here they come. Craig gets rid of it. Knocked away. Good defense at the last moment, and a flag down. Perhaps a little too good on the defense by Greg Hill as he was fighting Steve Largent.
I want to look at this because I thought that was a good play by Greg Hill. It depends upon where Hill is looking. Right side, number 80 is Largent. Hill's number 23. Good move by Largent. Hill cutting inside. He's looking for the ball. He has his hand on the receiver. You're supposed to be able to do that if you're looking for the football.
Reggie, didn't he hold him, though, as Largent made his cut? It looked like he might have grabbed hold of him as Largent made the cut before the ball got there. Of course, that was after the interception by Robinson. Craig. Largent to the 30. And out of bounds at about the 27-yard line. Deron Cherry making the stop, but a 30-yard strike to Largent.
See, I felt Kansas City should have never given the ball back to Seattle. They probably should have gone for it on 4th down because they've got nothing to lose. Now they turn the ball over to the Seahawks, and the Seahawks, of course, are going to throw the football, try to get some more points. Once again, another good crossing pattern by Largent. Look at him come in front of the linebacker, Radisek, to make that catch, and of course, we know about all the great things of Steve Largent. Doesn't have the real extreme speed once he makes the catch.
But no problem with the knee, which is what, of course, he injured and caused him to miss the entire '84 campaign. Craig on 3rd down, fires a strike to Largent, and it'll be good enough for the Seattle first down. On 3rd and 3, they go to bread and butter Steve Largent.
Beautifully executed by Craig to Largent because Craig threw that football before Steve Largent even turned to look inside. Now watch this. The ball's coming right now. Watch the diving catch there. Good protection, good scoop catch. First down, Seattle.
3rd and 9 now for Seattle. Turner in motion. Craig. Complete to Largent. Another Seattle first down. Kevin Ross takes him out of bounds, but Steve Largent, 10-yard reception, first down Seattle. He got just 1 yard, enough for the first down. He knew exactly where that marker was.
That's the trait of a master pass pattern runner. Watch number 80. He goes exactly far enough to get the first down so that any throw coming back still gives him enough time to get the first down. And, ooh, Kevin Ross still hitting with authority.
Is there anyone from the past that you can compare Steve Largent to? I don't know, Fred Belitnikoff or maybe a receiver like that?
I think he was a little quicker than Belitnikoff, but probably Raymond Berry in the preciseness with which he runs pass pattern. Probably the leading moneymaker, too.
Approaching 1,000 yards in the season. Craig for the end zone. Largent.
He won't drop it.
Steve Largent connecting with Craig on a 17-yard reception for the touchdown.
And I don't wish it to sound like we're commentating on a highlight film for Steve Largent, but look at the adjustment in the end zone. That is just a very difficult thing for a human being who is running one way and moving very fast. Stop, make the adjustment, turn around, and then catch the ball on the fingertips.
And
Truly
get both feet in the end zone before going out of bounds. I'm one of his, I'm a charter member of the Steve Largent fan club. He's fantastic.
They begin play at the 25-yard line. 11:35 left first half. Largent in motion, has not caught a pass yet. There's his first. And he's shot down immediately on a good tackle by Steve Foley, 43 from the right corner. Seattle has it at the 35 of the Broncos. Looking for the long bomb. Zorn to Largent. Touchdown! Who leads the NFL in receiving yardage, was 0 in the first half. 1 catch, no yards, but his first one is in the plus category, goes all the way.
Well, and I think that's a mark of a good team. You get a turnover, you capitalize on it. You come right back. The defense sagging a little bit. They had to be down. And Zorn quickly took advantage of it, fires a perfect strike to Largent, who's beaten Foley in the end zone, makes a great catch. 6 points, they'll go for the 7th.
Dave Niehaus, our old friend who is the voice of the Seattle Mariners, points out that this is the park of the long bomb. More home runs hit here in the American League than any major league ballpark. And Largent shows the home run works in football as well. 6 points for the Seahawks. Herrera's extra point gives them the lead. Normally you throw that ball much higher. He almost laid that out on a line like an outfielder throwing a ball to home plate.
Now, Zorn has amazing strength for his size and puts it up there with a perfect spiral on it. Again, though, the ball had to be a little bit above the head of number 43, Steve Foley, or it would have been intercepted. I didn't know that, Dick. And he's paid great dividends for Dallas.
Yes, he has. 2nd and 10. Going long, and Largent is open.
As if Jack Patera wrote the script for this final 2 minutes. Largent, only one big pass before that all day for another touchdown. Zorn scrambling to get a little bit of extra time here and just fires it as deep as he can, and I can't believe that they let Largent get behind him. Louis Wright, number 20. They beat an all-pro to get in there. Amazing. Louis Wright one-on-one on Largent right there. But you've got to keep people deep in this situation. You can't afford to give up the long bomb. Largent faking to the outside, and Wright took his eyes off of him. There it was, right there. And Louis Wright can't believe it. Largent has beaten him deep.
We talked about the happy feet, and Largent works some magic on Wright, and Seattle is in the lead. The winning score, the Seahawks upset the Broncos in Seattle 28-23.
Craig has all kinds of time. He's going for Largent. There he is. Oh,
pass interference. No doubt about it, Jake.
Hanford Dixon on the call. Interference. Largent got a step on him, although the ball appeared to be underthrown. Dixon interfered.
Largent had him beat. Craig threw it short, which isn't a bad throw. You usually don't get it picked off when you throw it short, and he knows Largent will come back. But the coverage man, I'll tell you, he knew he was beat. Put his hands up and just ran right over him.
They pick up 43 yards as we get another angle for you from our competent crew.
First down. Craig really airing it out. Hanford Dixon knew he was beaten, Jay, and that's about all you can do. Save the touchdown is what you do. But you definitely give him a 43-yard penalty.
Behind Dave Craig. Craig rolling to the left side, throwing back against the grain. Touchdown, Largent. For Steve Largent, his 70th catch of the season. He has now caught passes in 68 straight.
Oh, they planned this one all the way. This is a goal line pass. Crossing pattern for the veteran All-Pro. Look at that, 4 straight seasons, over 1,000 yards, Jay. Only one player in the history of the game has ever done that. Bambi wasn't too bad down in San Diego, Lance Allworth.
Oh, indeed. Largent, end around. Cuts inside the block. It was set up by Tice. Fumble. And Cleveland gets a break. Good on the tackle. R.L. Jackson came out of there with a football. There is a good look at young Dave Craig. Young Craig, who grew up in Wisconsin, a Packer fan. And there is the end around again. And Largent throwing. Oh, he had his man and just couldn't deliver it upfield to McCullum. McCullum was wide open, isolated out there one-on-one with Autry Beeman.
I want to look a little closer when we get this second look. I think Largent lost the handle. He didn't get that ball up there because McCullum was wide open, as you pointed out, Jay. Sam's a little upset, I think. He says, I got 6 here, and his old receiving buddy on the other side didn't get him the football.
On 1st and 20. Craig. Oh, what a catch. Penalty marker Largent made a dandy reception. Autry Beeman on the tackle. 15-yard pickup. And let's see what the penalty is going to be. Might have been interference.
Well, for sure it was interference.
Illegal contact, defense, holding, defense, review.
Didn't give a number, but they refused.
Craig, again, good patience. Again, good patience. Waits. Now watch this catch. I'm sure it's with the left hand, one-handed, and then pulls it back in. You want to know why he's been in the Pro Bowl as often as he has?
He triple pumped that time, Craig did, and then came down sidearm again. Looked like Ewell Blackwell out there throwing it. 2nd down and 8 at the 14-yard line. Dave Craig at the controls for the Seahawks. Craig throwing. Largent's 3rd catch of the afternoon. He has now caught 3 in 19 consecutive games.
Great throw by David Craig, and Bolton just never had a chance.
2nd touchdown of the game for Largent.
Look at how bad he's got Bolton beat. That was a perfect throw and a perfect route, and the 2nd touchdown for Largent.
Well, they better batten down the hatches in Pioneer Square tonight. They'll be rolling here. Throw to the sideline, Largent, and he was bumped out of bounds. They worked against Clarence Scott, the strong safety. Another catch for Largent. Well, this is why this fellow's in the Pro Bowl, and this was some throw, 18-yard pickup.
Perfect, and it went right over Ron Bolt. Watch 28, went right over his head, didn't even know it. Clarence had to knock him out of bounds. That was a perfect throw, Jay.
1st and 10 from the 25-yard line. Largent coming in motion to the near sideline. And Craig still throwing, and Largent still catching and out of bounds up at the 35-yard line. The Fiesta, the Rose, and the Orange on NBC. Craig throwing to the far sideline. Oh, how did he get the ball? Largent again. Clarence Scott looked like he might have a shot at the interception.
That was a perfect throw, perfect catch. I think it went right through Scott's hands, right into Largent's. Good patience this time by the young rookie.
19-yard pickup and more yardage and more catches for Largent. Largent now 1,224. They just made the announcement. There he is. 6 catches for 80 yards today and a couple of touchdowns.
Well, Largent's only been in the league 6 years, Jay. He could, if he stays healthy and has a good 10, 12-year career, he could set all kinds of receiving records.
Indeed, indeed.
Play action by Zorn. Wide open. And that is Steve Largent, and he is one of the fine receivers in football today. And Largent gets out over the 45-yard line to the 46-yard line, and he was really wide open.
Here's Largent. He's not very fast, and he's not very big. But all you kids out there think you have to be a big man to play this game. Look at this man play. He's one of the premier receivers in football.
Notice that tonight the 2 key receivers are undersized men. And in any event, the Atlanta Falcons are a different football team tonight. Zorn on the rollout, 2nd down and 10. And he completes the ball down to Largent. He has a 1st down. They are inside Atlanta territory.
What a great ability. Nobody can throw on the run in the game of football as good as Jim Zorn. You people have not had a chance to see much of Jim Zorn over the years, but here he is again. He is truly an exciting player in the National Football League. You see his speed gets him outside the rush. He's still running. He will throw on the run. That's a difficult thing to do. He hits Largent right on the numbers. Largent knows where to get out of bounds. Wonderful, wonderful play.
They show blitz once again on 2nd and 10.
They're coming with everybody.
Zorn, Largent. Gain of about 4. Defensively there, Rick Bias, number 38. Largent beats the 30-second clock as he changes it off. Going for Largent.
a catch. Largent inside the 15-yard line, and what a call by Zorn. He almost got called for delay of game, but he obviously changed it off and picked up Largent.
All right, here's a little play pass action. Jim looks it off to the right, and you watch Rick Bias come into the play. He's going to make a play for the ball, misjudges it, and Largent adjusts to the ball beautifully, makes a great catch.
Watch Largent again. Zorn got hit just as he threw it. The more you watch this Seattle team, regardless of the won and lost record, they lost their games early on. Tough schedule. You have to like this team and the way they play the game. They never let up offensively.
You know, Bias just overplayed that. He had an easy play on the ball. 3rd and 8. Atlanta showing blitz. Zorn with the long count. Atlanta comes off the blitz. Largent, complete, first down.
Oh, did he fire that?
And still was able to catch the football, gets the first down, out close to the 35-yard line.
All right, watch Jimmy Zorn, cool as can be, all the way back near his goal line. You'll watch from the left side. Largent's going to be breaking in. I mean, he drilled that ball. Largent went up, protected the ball. I mean, to tell you, that's good football. Here's Steve Largent again. Coming into this game, averaged 21.5 yards a catch. The little man can play. Goes up, protects the football, catches it in his body.
I tell you, that was a super catch. That ball is wet. He had a little slip just before he had to go up for the ball, and still he came away with it. Play action again by Zorn. Fires out. His favorite receiver is Largent.
I'll tell you that
he has the first down.
It was lucky there. That was not a good throw. That ball waffled and it was low, and it was that man, Largent, who made the completion work.
Well, you don't throw them all perfect, and you like to have an eraser out there like Steve Largent who can make that kind of catch for you. And that gives a little confidence to the quarterback. Now he'll get untracked a little bit. But there again, Atlanta didn't come with the all-out blitz, Howard.
There it's Steve Largent. We'll be keeping a close eye on him today. Needs 5 receptions to pass Charlie Joyner for first on the all-time reception list in the NFL. A big day for Steve Largent.
Well, I'll tell you, that's probably the greatest trade that Seattle ever made. They traded an 8th-round draft choice for Steve Largent, and look at his receptions over the years.
Largent and Ray Butler. Wide to the left. Largent in motion. Complete to Steve Largent. Largent good, and brings it up to about the 38-39 yard line. 2nd and 10 from the 15. Complete, touchdown, Largent. Steve Largent with his 2nd important reception of the day. 152 straight games for Steve Largent with at least 1 catch.
And this is just a simple end pattern. They picked up the blitz. Now watch Largent. Once he gets even up on Kevin Ross, there Kevin Ross loses him. Good plant inside. Look at Largent. Not great speed, but tremendous hands. Great concentration. Looks the ball in. That gives him 95 touchdowns. There's only one person ahead of him, and that's the famous Don Hudson.
Pass intended for Largent, and it's good. A first down and another key reception for Steve Largent. Albert Lewis once again is there, but he can't stop him on this one.
What a play by Steve Largent. They talk about that he doesn't have speed. He doesn't have great moves, but watch this play, one-on-one. Again, he's on Albert Lewis, and watch, he just makes that cut and walks away from him. Now watch the concentration, looking straight back over his shoulder. One of the surest pair of hands in the National Football League.
And that ends the first quarter. To Largent, complete. And that ties the record with Charlie Joyner. He's just caught his 750th pass reception.
And watch the route, just an in pattern. He's running straight down the field. When the defensive back loses the cushion, he breaks back inside, and Dave Craig just finds him. Now watch this. When you see the defensive back lose the cushion, and the cushion is the distance between them, right there he makes a great break inside, and look how wide open he is on that seam cut.
And I can't help but notice he walks back to the huddle very matter-of-factly, like it's all in a day's work. 1st and 10 from the 47. Largent in motion. Complete to Largent. That's the play. It's the record that moves him out in front of Charlie Joyner. You are looking at the all-time leader in pass receptions, number 751, surpassing Charlie Joyner's. Very special moment in the life of Steve Largent.
What a play. Just a little simple dump pass. They're going to stop the ball and get the ball to Largent. And there, everybody that's here in the stadium is shaking hands with him. And, of course, clapping. Look at them. The Kansas City fans certainly appreciate great football, and that's what Steve Largent is, a great football player.
Well, you have to have a lot of respect for Steve Largent, whether you're playing for him or against him.
You know, an interesting side note to his great catch. Of course, we talked about earlier that it was the first trade that Seattle made, an 8th-round draft choice to Houston for him. But you know what? When they got Steve Largent 2 weeks later, they were able to get rid of Ahmad Rashad.
Yeah, it got a little shaken up here on this play. He'll remember this play for more than one reason.
And Gail, that was not an easy catch, really. Well, watch here. You're going to see Largent go in motion, and he's going to get jammed right here. Look, right there. He's getting jammed. Now he just kind of comes off and just finds the open seam. And the catch wasn't even easy. Now he gets hit quite a shot there by the defensive back. That's Kevin Ross. So it was a one that he will not forget, as you said.
So 1st and 10 from the 29, John L. Williams. And Eric Lane now in for Warner. Largent in motion. To Largent. Largent looked like he wanted to throw. Now he keeps the ball and runs with it. And inside the 10 to about the 9, the 8-yard line, finally chased down by Mark Robinson.
Well, watch Largent come in motion on this play. He's in motion now. He's going to get the handoff. Now, this is designed to be a pass. Watch, see him starting to get handle on the ball, looking downfield. All of a sudden, he's not open. Put the ball down and run. And watch this cut right back against the grain there, and he picks up big yardage. That's what they had to do. They had to have something happen positively on offense.
Important play here for Seattle on 3rd and 3 from the 28. The pass is complete to Largent. And that's good for a 1st down. Greg Hill is there. 9:31 left to play in this.
The Seahawks have had little success against San Diego and have yet to beat the Chargers ever. They were competitive briefly in the first period when Jim Zorn teamed with Steve Largent on a 34-yard scoring play. Seattle's 7-0 lead was short-lived.
Should be 2 for 2. David Sims had the pass go right in and out of his arm. Back to the air, has a man, hits him. It'll be back-to-back 1st downs for Seattle as he goes to the far side to Steve Largent. Largent is from Tulsa and the number 2 receiver in the AFC. His 26th reception on the season. All right, Seattle has the ball. Green Bay, 48-yard line, 1st down. Zorn right to the air. 4 on the pattern, 1 to block. Deep, Largent has a touchdown. 48 yards from Jim Zorn to Steve Largent.
You talk about a tremendous throw, a tremendous catch. That was a perfect throw. The ball had to travel about 55 yards in the air, but it's a nice, soft pass, the kind the receivers love to catch, right on the money. It had to be a perfect throw because the coverage was very good. But number 80, Largent, coming up with a big play for Seattle, and they are now right back in the ball game.
Here's the extra point attempt by Herrera. Green Bay territory, 1st down, Seattle. Zorn throws, has a man all alone, and it's Largent. Largent inside the 20-yard line to the 19-yard line, 1st down. Johnny Gray with a tackle.
This timing was tremendous here between number 10, Jim Zorn, and Steve Largent, number 80. He hits him right in the slot where he's wide by the linebackers. You see it's over the linebacker's head. He had to jump up, couldn't get it, and in front of the defensive backs. When the defensive backs are playing that deep on a receiver, that means a couple things. They have a great deal of respect for him. It means for the quarterback, throw in front.
Sideline pass, Largent has it. Steps out of bounds with a little assist to the 31. Now, that should be right at the 1st down marker. Willie Buchanan. Well, the last state, in case you're wondering, is Massachusetts. Here we go. Far side. Is that Largent? Has a 1st down. Steve Largent. Now, Largent played his collegiate ball at Tulsa. Jerry Rome was the offensive coordinator at Tulsa when he played. He is now the offensive coordinator for the Seahawks.
Up into the pocket and deliver the ball as well as anybody.
but only a precious few quarterbacks
Seattle on the opening drive. That is Largent in motion. Zorn sprinting out left. Zorn throwing. He's got Largent across the way inside the 10-yard line. Knocked out of bounds by Tony Peters. They double cover Largent, but it doesn't do any good.
Steve Largent, who is going motion across your formation out of your screen. Zorn rolls to his left, throws a short out pattern to him. The Browns are trying to cover Largent, double covering with both safeties in the slot, but he's moving in motion from left to right to put him into one-on-one situations, and that's freeing him up.
This is their third year. First down, Zorn. Back to throw on first down. Has a man open, and that is Largent. Double covered. Sawyer was in the neighborhood. And Largent has his 58th catch, 59th catch, 2 today.
Jim Largent, Steve Largent, the number one pass receiver in the American Football Conference, is running a sideline pattern. Nice move to the inside to turn Clarence Scott around. Turns back, comes back to the ball, perfectly thrown by Jim Zorn. It's a big gain of 21 yards.
And now Rabel is also in. Largent in motion. They've been confusing the defense. Zorn back, looking, throwing to the up man, gets away, and guess who it is? It's Largent. Flag is down in the backfield. And I said you hold your breath over Steve Largent, and there he was, but the flag is down in the Seattle backfield, and the Seahawks are walking backwards. And the Seahawk is despondent. I think it's quite clear that Mac Mitchell will decide they'll take the penalty.
Well, Mac probably says someone was guilty of holding him.
Here's Don Wedge.
Personal foul.
Oh, personal foul. That's the second time, apparently, against Jim Zorn. It is 1st and goal to go. Let's see if we can find it.
Jim Zorn dropping back to pass. He's looking left, but he'll be waiting for Steve Largent, who's coming into your screen at the top of the left portion. And we just saw where Zorn was hit late. That's Tom Darden, who Steve Largent shakes. Now he's running and he's trying to get in, but there's Gerald Aarons and also Dick Ambrose waiting, and they stop him just shy of the goal line.
If they score here, it'll be the second time that a personal foul on Cleveland against Jim Zorn will have been called in a scoring drive. He's on the sidelines. 3rd down and 2. Smith in motion. Zorn back to throw on 3rd and short. Throws and has his man, and there he is again. That's Largent. 3 Cleveland Browns around him, and Largent got the football. They called it a steal, an 8th-round draft choice from the Houston Oilers.
Jim Zorn rolling to his right this time. He's looking for Steve Largent. He's waiting for him to come open. Largent runs an excellent pattern on Tony Green downfield, on Tony Peters, that is, downfield, and comes up with the catch.
Largent now has 61 catches on the year. It'll be all uphill if they get 7 more here for the Browns. Zorn back. He's had time today. Largent by himself. Touchdown. All by himself. 27 yards.
But it looked like it was an apparent mistake in the Browns' coverage that allowed Steve Largent to come that wide open. Oliver Davis, I don't know if you'll see it rolls up, but Jim Zorn drops straight back in the pocket, lost the ball over Oliver Davis's head. The safety will come into your picture. I believe it is Tony Peters, but it's too late. Here comes number 20, Tony Peters, as Largent cuts back across the grain, gets in for the score. Apparently there was a mix-up in the secondary coverage.
Now the Browns defense is bouncing around a little bit as though they've got some fire after that play. Zorn may have missed a handoff, but anyhow, Way has Largent, and there's Steve Largent again. First down out of the 30-yard line. Oliver Davis had a tough time with him, and Largent has caught yet another ball. Before the game, the word was that the Browns would probably double-team Largent. I don't know if they've double-teamed him all the time, but whatever they've done, it hadn't done a bit of good. Zorn is throwing again, has time again, and there's that man again, Largent, wrestled down by Bolton. Largent having an outstanding day. That is his 7th catch today, his 64th of the season. 64 catches. Today, the different story. Meyer puts the ball up, has his receiver across the way, and there's Mr. Steve Largent again. That is his 8th catch of the day. He had 113 yards before that catch. I guess, well, he'll go out of the ball game. I don't know how seriously he's hurt. It doesn't look like it's that serious, but I'm not Steve Largent, so I don't know. But he goes out with 55 catches on the year. And remember, things don't get that easy for Seattle because San Diego, which beat them 24-20 in the opening game, is waiting for the Seahawks down there next week.
It's kind of too bad that Steve Largent got bumped right there, but it looks like he's starting to walk a little bit better now. Really, at this stage of the game, there's no need for a receiver of his caliber to be in the ball game.
Here's 3rd and 8. Largent, Butler, Scansey, and Turner all in there at the wide receiver spot again. And from the shotgun, Craig throws, and there's the catch by Largent. That is the 138th consecutive game that Largent has gathered in the pigskin.
Oh, Steve Largent, yeah, 138 and counting. As I said, he is really a gentleman, both on and off the field. Now watch this move. It's not a hard move. The interesting thing is that he makes it at full speed right there. See, he plants and he comes right across. It's a perfect pass. Look at that. Didn't even have to move those arms, just cradled it in. That is a great combination between Dave Craig and, of course, Steve Largent.
The Seahawks are 2 out of 3. They're facing 3rd and 6 at the 48. Again, the 4 wide receivers are out there. And from the shotgun, Craig throws, and it is a first down. Largent at the 43-yard line. They'll give him forward progress to there for the first down. Daniel Hunter, 27, and John L. Sullivan, number 33, there to make the tackle.
And Jay, you can, as we watch this replay, let me just bring up that there was a doubleheader high school game in this stadium last night. You see Largent cradle the ball, gets rid of him, of course, picks it up. But that has a lot to do with the condition of the field. We saw the ground crew worked on it all morning long, replacing divots and filling in holes. And it's a tough field to play on when you play that many extra games. High school, San Diego State plays here. Lots of teams play in this stadium.
Went on to do a great job in Buffalo, of course. Now here's Craig out of the gun, and it is a catch and a touchdown. Largent, penalty marker down. Largent getting to that football, made a super catch, but let's see if it'll stand.
Holding, defense, number 24.
It will indeed.
The penalty will be declined. It's a touchdown.
Holding charged against Ken Taylor. Touchdown number 8 on the season for the gentleman from Tulsa.
Well, you saw the holding call in the first part. Look at that, just brings that ball and just cradles it in. What Ken Taylor did is caught him around the waist. It was shown right there on the picture. You could see that there was easily holding on that play.
Largent with some lofty company there. The remarkably talented Don Hudson and Don Maynard.
Now watch this play right here. Now look right here in the corner. You're going to see Ken Taylor. See him reach right around his waist? That's the holding call right there. Now watch as Largent just on the end of the fingertips. One hand he brought that ball back in, Jay.
Seattle, 3:45 to go in the 3rd quarter. Seahawks lead it 20-17. Craig for Largent, and he got the feet down. He's a master of that over there on the far side at the 39-yard line. Largent tiptoeing inbounds as he took the ball in. Jeffrey Dale was there with him.
Now there's 2 things he has to do on this ball. He has to catch the ball, number 1, then get the feet. Now there's the catch. Now watch the feet. Stutter step real quick. He knows he's got them both down in bounds, and you talked about it. No one does it better than Steve Largent. He has all the skills. They say he spends more hours at training camp and watching film than any other person on this team. Just a great student of the game also.
3rd and 17, and again, Largent and Butler and Scansey and Turner are all in there, spread out over the field, out of the shotgun for Craig. Craig gets it away. What a catch by Largent for a first down. Absolutely magnificent. Right off the fingertips, he was able to hold on, control the ball, and gather it to him for the first down at the 47-yard line.
And look at his face. He's smiling from ear to ear. He's just become the 3rd player to top 11,000 career yards receiving. Only Don Maynard and Charlie Joyner stay ahead of him. Now watch this catch. This is amazing. You'll see him on the right of your screen. He's going to come across. Now watch here. There he is coming in. Now what? Right there he is. Now watch this. Right on the fingertips. He bobbles it. Excellent concentration to look it in. He won't make a finer catch this season than that one. 61 hard yards too.
They haven't been easy. This defensive unit
for the Chargers so much improved over the last 6 weeks. Craig wants to put it up, uses play action. Got a man, and it is caught for a touchdown by Largent. Oh, my. 23 yards. Largent saw the ball coming, changed direction, turned around, and makes the catch over his head.
That's the point that's unbelievable. As Largent comes across here, we may be able to see. Let's watch Largent. Now watch, he's going to come to the bottom of the screen. Now watch here, he looks back for the ball. Now watch the adjustment he has to make. Oh, there's the ball way over there, looks back. Tremendous hit. Look at that. And he even hurdles the ball just, oh boy, that's tremendous concentration. Just a tremendous reception by Steve Largent.
Remarkable, remarkable, remarkable.
Well, I don't think he has quite the flow of a Lance Allworth, but you just cannot catch the ball. Now watch his concentration. He almost fumbles the ball there. That hit would have knocked the ball out of anybody. You see his hands continually trying to hurdle that ball and just kind of just cuddling the ball. Just tremendous. This is just great concentration. See, right there's the hit.
And the replay officials are looking at this right now.
Well, here comes Chuck Heberling to tell us what they decided.
After studying by replay, the play stands as called. It's a touchdown.
Craig to throw again. He's looking for Largent, and Largent has it this time. It's a touchdown. What a beautiful move by Largent.
Largent, when the ball was already airborne, he took an inside move. Rome's, of course, guarding a man. The man has to look at where Largent is going, and then Largent came back out. That comes only from experience. The ball is airborne, and you'd think now that the receiver would go for the ball, but Largent saw it was a soft pass, takes an inside move. You see him coming out of it, and the ball is laid in perfectly at the back of the end zone. Beyond that, does he get that second foot down?
Just got that toe in, didn't he?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure whether he did or not.
6 seconds. They should be all right now. They get it off. Craig across the middle completes it to Largent, where he is stopped by Eugene Marr, number 54. It's 1st and 10 at the Bills' 44. Craig completes it to Largent. How it got by Charlie Romes, I don't know. Charlie Romes looked like he had a beat on that one all the way, waved at it, and it got thrown to Largent.
Well, I'll tell you, that was a magnificent throw. They rolled up. Largent was going to run a quick out, but they rolled up the zone on that side, so Largent's supposed to turn up field and fade away. Craig lays it right over. Largent runs not, you can run too fast because you'll get to the deep part of the zone, gets those feet down and rings every last inch out of it. This guy is a great receiver. You talk about an overachiever. There he is, Steve Largent.
Now for Seattle with the ball at the 26-yard line. Backs in an I formation. Craig to throw out of it. Has a man wide open on the right side, and he is brought down as he crosses the 45 to the 46-yard line, and that would be, you bet, Steve Largent.
Beautiful.
Charlie Romes made the tackle.
Beautiful route by Largent. Romes was quite a way off of him, but they were in a zone defense. Romes had the deep outside, and they're counting on the linebacker to cover underneath. He has enough time to just loft the ball over, I believe it's Darryl Talley, and then Romes is able to close in and make the tackle. But they've moved out of dangerous territory into what can become threatening territory now, nearly at midfield. Showing blitz, the Bills are. Here they come.
They're coming. But Craig gets it off. And Largent is all by himself as Charlie Romes fell down.
There's the danger inherent in the blitz. There's nothing wrong with it. They've had great success doing it, and Romes falling down. I don't know if we see the move on Largent. We see Romes fall. Largent gives him a great inside move. When he cuts back out, Romes loses his footing. Then Largent waltzes in with the go-ahead score. Look out, 5 yards. Should have spiked that.
Romes isn't even in the picture. Largent walks in his 51-yard reception, and that gives Seattle the lead once again.
interference called against the Jets. Is it pass interference? The illegal use of the hands. Maybe for a second chuck. So put the eraser to Holmes' interception.
That's about the fourth thing to go wrong for the Jets in the first quarter. And we still have, what, 151.
Contact, number 47, defense.
And it carries with it an automatic first down. That was 3rd and 20. That is not what they're talking about. That's just the interception. That's the end of the play. He's talking about illegal contact past the 5 yards, past the line of scrimmage. You're allowed the one chuck. There was another chuck. That's where the flag was dropped. 2nd down and 7. Largent comes in motion. Zorn fires, is complete to Largent, and he is bumped out of bounds at the 47-yard line of New York. A gain of 6. It'll be 3rd down, still about a yard to go. No score with 9:22 left to go in the half. Little play action and then a pitch to Steve Largent. And Largent scrambles for the first down. So now we're beginning to see some of the offense that the Seahawks have been known for.
I was just going to say that. In the first quarter, we saw a very conservative Seattle team. That time they had the option play with the pitch out going to the wide receiver or flanker, number 80, Steve Largent.
It is a first down at the 23.
Here it is. Number 80 is a wide receiver. Most of the time he goes in motion. This time they go on a quick count. He pitches out to him. A good block by his back out in front of him. 33 is Dornick. McCullum's downfield trying to help out, and he did. It's a first down.
2nd and 4. The pitch is to Largent. Largent has a straight shot. He goes into the end zone for a touchdown. Steve Largent. 73 yards on the drive in 5 plays.
This is the 2nd time that they've run this play. Number 80 is Largent. Watch number 33, Dan Dornick. And Largent is following the big running back. He's zeroing in on the defensive back, throws the block, cuts 2 men out of the way, and Largent's able to get into the end zone. Number 80, Largent, can do a lot of things. He doesn't have tremendous speed, but he has great running ability. Number 33 is Dan Dornick, as I said, throw a fine block, enabling him to get into the end zone. Now we have our first score of the afternoon.
Reverse to Largent, but this time it does not work as Gastineau was just waiting in the wings for it. Zorn throws. It is caught inbound.
See what happened?
Inside the 1-yard line. And time will run out. Caught inbound. And the clock runs to 00. Donald Dykes brought down Steve Largent and kept him inbound. That is the end of the first half. A gain of 15 yards. First down. Far side pass is complete to Steve Largent. Jerry Holmes had the coverage just as close to the first down at the 46. At the 46-yard line, back-to-back first down for what has become an explosive offense of the Seahawks. That's 3 in a row. This one to Largent at the New York 43-yard line.
That was really excellent timing by the quarterback and the receiver, because he is going to release this football way before Steve Largent makes his final move. The ball is on its way, and he'll just get his head there. He just got his head turned around, picked up the football, got both feet in bounds, and got out of bounds. Now, what is happening? The Jets defensive backs are giving those receivers a lot of room, so they're throwing in front of them.
Ron Crosby has replaced him. It's 3rd down and 7.
Because the defensive back, Donald Dykes, was on that side. Now here it is. Zorn's going to throw it. It is thrown behind the receiver. The defensive back is out there. But the problem is the receiver is the one that turned his head around to locate the ball. Number 26, Donald Dykes, had no idea where it was. And when it was thrown behind him like so many passes that are long passes, the receiver has the advantage. That time it ended up 6 points for the Seattle Seahawks.
Just a drizzling rain. Zorn throws. He is on target to Largent. First down, New York 48-yard line. 21 yards on the play. First down for Seattle. Byron Day is going to give us an update of the other upsets that are working.
Overshadowed by the brilliance of Seattle's young lefty Jim Zorn, who passed for 291 yards and 4 touchdowns against the Chargers' #1 ranked pass defense. In the third quarter, Zorn threw his longest scoring pass, 74 yards to a wide-open Steve Largent, number 80. And the Seahawks took a 21-13 lead over San Diego.